Hello and welcome to Stampscaping 101. We have a 2 by 2 inch piece of clayboard art tile here, formerly known as Stampbord. It's a hardboard panel with a clay surface on it that you can apply just about any media to. It's similar to working on a piece of matte cardstock, except it's on a hardboard panel. I've placed a couple of these photo mounting stickers on there, and you'll see what we'll do with those. But sometimes people look at my project and they say, "Oh my gosh, that you make it look so easy." And I say, "Well, it is easy. Like even like a preschool or kindergarten class can do it." And I'm saying that literally because somewhere along the line in my I don't know, my son's classes in preschool or like kindergarten, I don't know, just word gets around that I do rubber stamping. And for those types of classes, sometimes I was put in charge of doing the kids' kind of holiday gift project with them, not doing it for them, but, having the kids make it. And these art tiles are a really fantastic way to do that. I like the three-dimensional aspect of them, and you can do kind of three-dimensional projects with the kids doing this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do a really simple project right here. We used to do this in our make and takes and the conventions as well. But here's what you do. If you're going to be doing this for yourself or to teach kids, have them take one of these tiles, and then you're going to have three different colors for them, three different values, so you can kind of teach them about light, medium, and dark values of a given color. So we're teaching them a little, something with this project too. Okay, so this is the Marby, light, medium, and dark, and that's what I used with those kids. I had, I don't know, we taught 4 at a time, I believe, and they came back in kind of groups, and we kind of, every 5 minutes, the kid would get done with their project, and they would rotate out, but I think I had maybe a couple kids shared each one of these pads or something like that. Okay, but you can do any kind of color scheme that you want with this type of project. You can do sunset colors, again, light, medium, and dark, okay? Use whatever brand you want, light, medium, dark, okay? But I am working with the same type of ink right here, and these are all dye-based inks. So, yeah, it doesn't mean you can't do it with pigment or something like that. It'll look different, but we used dye-based inks. Okay, so here's what I had the kids do. With their first color, we're going to color in the entire tile like so. Easy enough, right? You make it look so easy. It is easy. All right, now here's what you do. With the second color, what I told them to do was imagine there was a dime or a penny put right in the middle of their board, okay? And I show them, what this will look like too. I had this done, then I had the next stage done and the next stage. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do it on 2 tiles here, okay? Just to show you a little bit of a twist on this concept right here, or on this composition. Okay, now imagine that a penny or dime has been placed right in the middle there. And then I show them how to do this too. And then what we do, and I'm just taking a paper towel here. You can use a cotton ball if you want to too, like this, okay? The cotton ball adds, a very soft application. So I would have them just take a wadded up paper towel like this, and they're going to color around like this. Okay, now just remember that there's a dime or a penny in the middle there, and you're only going up to that penny. So that's what it kind of looks like right there. See that a penny or a dime shape is kind of in the middle. So I told them to leave a little bit of a hole like that, okay? So they're going around. They would have been finished right now. I'm doing 2. Okay. Sometimes they're being a little bit too gingerly and they're leaving you a $50. You say, take it in a little bit more, like that, And you just tell them to make their hole, that little spot in the center, smaller, okay? And just make sure they go all around the perimeter like that, okay? All right, now that's it. Now you move to your next color. Now tell them, imagine like a quarter, or you can say, who knows what a 50-cent piece looks like, or something like that. And what they're going to do is imagine there's a quarter in the middle of their tile, So, and then I show them too. I have a finished piece with just, the quarter-sized hole in there, or circle, or whatever. It's not really a hole. So I tell them, don't take it in quite so far. So I tell them, when they're taking it in, put the brakes on it, before you get too close. Don't color everything out. That's, kind of important to say to them too. Okay? So there we have it like that. All right? It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth or symmetrical or anything like that. Just as long as they have kind of a range of values, okay? They can leave some spots out on the side too if they want to, or if it just happens, Okay. One of the things I show them to do too to make it easy is sometimes I tell them to spin their tile like this instead of going around like this, Okay. All right, so we have that. Easy enough, right? We have the, I don't know, the dime or the penny and the quarter in there. So we have that right there, or this. Okay, I'm doing two. All right. Now, I had him take the Lakeside Cove right here. And what you do is you have them ink up their stamp like this. You can help them with that because they'll want to squish it down, so you just tell them to lightly tap like this on the stamp, okay? And just tap it around like so. All right? And what you do is you have them take your tile to stamp and stamp that scene out. So I told them, okay, when you get right here, take it nice and slow, and then slowly go down onto the stamp, and then press into it like this, okay? I told them to press all over, okay? And then we lift up our image, and that's what we have right there. And look at that nice horizon glow. Okay, now I told you I'm just going to do a little twist on this, just, for me, because I've done this a gazillion times, but I don't think I've done this at a diagonal like this before. So the diagonal one, I think, will make kind of a cool little ornament or something like that. All right. See that right there? Punch a hole up here or something like that. Wouldn't that be make a cool ornament? You can even kind of make an ornament, that someone takes off of their card. So you give them a card like that, but then this is kind of removable, and then they can use that as an ornament too. So, fun thing, you can do that with the kids. The kids send, something off to whoever. I don't know. I don't know about you, but if I got a card from like a grandkid or niece or nephew like this, I'm not tossing the card out, but the ornament becomes kind of this thing that you can use over and over every year. Okay, now here's the thing that they did. We didn't do any foreground on here, which I think looks really good, but what I had them do was I start teaching them how to do the scratch knife type of thing. I tell them this is a scratch knife, and it's like a spoon, and it does this soft removal of ink, okay? So what we did was I just told them, okay, now you see how these rocks are down here? And then I show them a little bit of scratching away, okay? And I say that we're going to put a little snow on these rocks, or light, okay? You can tell them either one. So I tell them to slowly just kind of start to rub off a little bit of ink off some of these rocks. And I tell them, you just do a few little scratches like this on each top of the rock, okay? I told them not to do it on the side, the bottom of the rock or the whole rock. I just told them to do it just on a little bit on the tops of the rocks like that. And that's it. That took it takes them like 5 seconds, 10 seconds or something like that. Okay, now here's the thing that really, the kids, okay, let me do this on here. Let's see how long this takes. All right, there we go. Now, I wasn't timing, I was kind of counting in my head, but I don't think that was even 30 seconds, though, was it? A kid might take a minute or something like that. That would be a long time. Okay, here's the killer application, though, for kids. You take this same scratch knife. This one's not the spear one, but it's more that little spoon-shaped one, okay? And you go like this. You go, we're going to put in some stars. And I show them, okay, now what you do is you take this and you go vertical with it. And I tell them, don't press too hard into it, okay? Just touch it, just gently, and you do a little spin. And then you get that little star down there. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Like this, okay? And I tell them, put as many stars as you want. And I tell them, okay, now we have that up there, and they're all doing this, and they're all, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Hey, adults do that too. People love that, that star type of technique on there. But I tell them also, okay, now if that's in the sky, you can teach them about kind of lighting and reflection. I tell them it's fun to do a few down in your water too, like because water is like a mirror for the sky, right? Okay, so we had that right there. Now, one of the things I always had was, I don't know, like one of the other parents would be helping me out with this, and, you know, they're watching two kids and I'm watching two kids, or I'm telling them all of them, but then when they start doing it, we're making sure that the kids are kind of on task or whatever. But then what I had was that parent take out the pieces and go spray seal them, as one kid was done or whatever, all four of them, and we would spray seal them. So I'm going to pause right here and spray seal these. We did it with like a Krylon or something like that, something that would dry very quickly, okay? And you can see the finish on these pieces, maybe. Okay, there we go. Kind of focused in. See that right there? See how it's kind of a satiny type of finish, or even matte, okay? But we'll spray seal these, and we'll see what difference it looks like. All right, we're back. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but when you spray seal these, the saturation and intensity of the colors gets even more extreme. And that's one of the benefits of working through different layers of either values or different hues, okay? It just becomes much more saturated and extreme. Okay, but let's take a look at the finish here and see if you can see any kind of difference. They're a little bit shinier. They're not super shiny, but it's kind of like a satin kind of finish onto it, right? If you spray seal on something like a glossy or something like that, or maybe if you give it even like 3 or 4 coats, it'll get glossier and glossier. I'm using the UV spray. Now, if you're doing this with a bunch of kids too, and you're at a school situation, this is kind of a holiday gift type of thing. If it's snowing or rainy or something like that outside, maybe something like this takes a little bit of time to dry, so you might hit it with like a workable fixative or something like that and give it just a really quick spray, just so it'll seal these off. Now, you don't have to do that, but I just think it looks nicer that way. Okay, now another thing is if you're doing this at home or something of that sort, or you're working through a project, for yourself too, doesn't have to be kids, could be the kid inside of us all. I would take something like a silver, and I've done that on my previous videos using the boards, and just kind of ink up the sides of it like this, and it really gives it a nice framing type of color on the side, and of course it's silver, so it's kind of extra special. It gives it that nice little sparkle. People really love doing that little scratch like that into the surface, but you can also take like a silver pen and put silver stars up there too, and that's really fun. Now, I don't do the 8-point stars scratching out. If you've watched my previous video, that's just a little bit too delicate for something, for like a preschooler or a kindergartner. Okay, but here's what we have right here. This is what I did, and I had these for all different kids. I think I even might have done a double mat or something like that. But we have some kind of nice thick cardstock, and I would go pretty thick on this because what we did in the class was we made magnets out of them, And those magnets just, they stay up on those refrigerators for years. Who knows? We still have it up on our refrigerator. And my son, is 15 now and is in high school. So um, here's what you can do too. I gave the kids a choice too. They can either mat it like this, just straight on, okay? It looks like this, okay? Or, look at this right here. They can go this way. And doesn't this become like a little star? Like this. All right? I think most of them went with this configuration, kind of like this, right here. Isn't that fun? Let's just do it straight on, though. Or should I? You gotta watch out. These photo stickers are very, very permanent. Okay, so that looks like that. Might have to help them out a little bit, so that they get it on nice and straight. I tell them to be really careful and stand up when you're doing it, and then just lightly go down, and then when they got it where they want it, press down nice and hard, and then they have this. Okay, let's do it on this one right here. All right. Now this one, I don't know, this one I can do this. Why don't we do this one because it's kind of on its side anyway, or a diagonal. Okay, we'll go like that. We have this right here. You take a crocodile and you punch right through there and put like a little bow or ribbon. And this becomes a really fantastic ornament. If I was going to make this into an ornament, I would probably double side this part right here with another piece of that, foil, and go back to back so it's foil out here, because that would be kind of a boring side. Or what you can do is you can take a tile like that and put another one back here done the same way or a different scene. So double your silver back to back and then put another tile back here. Or you can put a tile. This one could have went like this right here too. See this right here? So you have that. Crocodile right through here, and it punches through there instantly. Put a nice little ribbon or something like this, and this would make a fantastic little ornament. I would have the kids sign their name or something like that down there if we were doing that. What we did with these now, I'm not going to do it because I couldn't find it, but I had a roll of that adhesive magnetic, it's not magnetic tape, it's just like a self-adhesive magnet, right? Like a sticker magnet. Okay, it comes in a roll, and you just cut out however much you want. We put a strip right here and a strip down there. The kids did it, though. I had strips pre-made, but they put it down there, tacked it down, another one down there, and they had these magnets, and then those are the projects that they gave to their parents, like this. I didn't have the foil back then, so I used like I don't know what colored paper. It might have been just like a heavy cover stock 105-pound blue or white or something like that on there. I don't know. We did it a couple different years. I probably used whatever I had on hand. It was probably a Star Dream, though, something nice and shimmery. Okay, but anyways, that is your project right there. I think this project took, each kid, I don't know if it even took 10 minutes for each kid to get, a grouping of 4 to get through there. We had it kind of going like a little production line. The kids weren't rushed or anything like that either. It just doesn't take that long, so kind of fun projects to do for kids or, or for the kid inside of you or whatever, And like I said, these are just really fantastic little pieces like this. If you do something like the sunset colors, when a gold foil, really be fantastic in terms of a backing paper. And like I said, put the like gold around the side or silver or a color. You can just tap this into an orange or something like that or a red pigment ink. I would go with the pigment ink. The dye-based inks are transparent, so this, board just shows right through. You put, this yellow over the top of that, it's not going to look yellow. It'll look yellowish. It'll look like a yellowish brown, So that's why we use something like a pigment ink or something like that. Or you can go with, I don't know, there's different tapes that I've seen people use on that, like that metallic tape that you kind of put right over it and fold over and around. You know, I've seen that done before too. But that, I don't know, to me that's, I don't know, it's a little bit more effort than just kind of taking this and tapping it into, you know, a pigment ink. It doesn't tap on real smooth, so you kind of give it a little bit of drag like that, and it goes on really great, especially if your, you know, your pad has a decent amount of ink in it. All right, so anyways, kindergarten, preschool, potential projects, okay? But, you know, great for adults too. And I don't know, uh, the star type of thing is, you know, it was perfect for landscape stamping like that, but you can do those little types of, dots in there, you know, just about on anything. Word stamps, you can do it on word stamps, and, you know, Merry Christmas, but then you have like snow falling in the background in the form of those little dots like that. But the dots, you know, are just really fun things. You can do that at any time. You can do it after you spray too, you know, if you want to add more. If you've added way too many, like yourself, not, you know, you don't edit kids' work, but if you added way too many, it's like, oh my gosh, I went overboard with that. Just take your ink and just ink in, and instead of white dots, you'll get blue dots or something like that because you're inking in and you're coloring in that colored, or that, you know, that white clay. All right, so anyways, I hope you enjoyed the project. If you have any questions, drop me a note in the comment section. If you like this video and channel, please hit the like button, and we'll see you on the next project.